I don't have any PowerPoint talking points about this. This is just literally something I've been wanting to do for a while, video-wise, and I'm just now filming it. The title's totally strange. Is there anybody else out there like me? Don't know how to do the friendship. It's hard being bounced around from base to base, and then you kind of start bonding with someone, then you get PCS orders, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, it was nice, bye. I think the last time I ever had a quote-unquote best friend was in high school, and it wasn't even like later in high school, it was the beginning of high school, because towards the end of high school I was a horrible friend because I focused more on boys than anything, and if I could go back in time and change that, I would. And I even had friends warn me and tell me, you know, you probably shouldn't do that, and I was just like, no. And the way I think my mom phrased it is, you've always looked for your Prince Charming even when you were young. And I did, and I because I always knew, even when I was in high school, I knew that's one of the main things I wanted. I wanted to find a life partner, and I wanted to have babies, and I've done that now. And it's been almost 10 years with Nate, and I really just want to, there is a lump of qualities that fit my marriage category with Nate that is great. He is my life partner, he is my spouse, he is my best friend. However, I would like to have a female best friend again, because there's things I can't do with Nate that he won't do because they're female orientated. And I feel bad because Christeene's going through the same thing right now. Like, she's having to jump from school to school just like I did, because my dad was in the Army and Marines up until I graduated high school, and so my whole life has been jumped around. And so I feel for her because she's having to do the same thing. Every time we go to a different school or a different place, she's having to remake new friends after she's bonded and she's found her cliques, and it's hard. And I thought I would make this video, A, to be kind of funny, but also B, like, if there's anybody else out there with the same interests that I have, message me. And if you're at Buckley, that would be great, because yeah. Okay, so the interests of me include obviously somebody who'd be comfortable being in front of the camera with me, just because this is a huge part of my life as far as interests go. Like, I've been doing this for the past 6 years, and I want to continue, and so I need somebody who's gonna be okay with it when I pull up the camera and not judge me. Like, I've tried befriending people I work with, which is great, and some of them are my friends, but they have their own cliques and their own friends, and it's like, I don't know, I'm looking for my own bubble, right? So y'all, if you've been watching, you already kind of know my interests. But if you're interested in vampire-esque TV shows, if you are a teenager at heart and like to pull pranks, and if you have other siblings and you pull pranks on them, if you have a morbid, sadistic, and very plain and weird sense of humor like I do, hence my videos on my sister and stuff. If you love coffee, that's great, because I do too, and I think the general populace of America loves coffee, so that should be a common denominator for us all. And if you don't like coffee, that's okay too. That's not a deal breaker. If you have kids, that's something we can talk about, because I want another one and I already have one, and I have 2 cats. If you're a cat person, that's a huge chunk. It's a huge chunk, let's be honest. If you're a dog person, that's great too, because I love dogs. In fact, if I see a dog out and about with a human, I will more than likely smile at the dog before I smile at the human. And if I really enjoy the dog's persona just from seeing it, I will go up to the human and I will ask if I can pet their dog. And I don't really even talk to the human. if you're into anime, but not like super hardcore into anime, because I'm not really, but I do like Dragon Ball Z. That's something we can talk about too. If you like Dragon Ball Z, that's even great, even better. All right, hi everybody. So I started filming this video yesterday, and then we ended up leaving. This was more of a lighthearted video. This wasn't meant to be taken too seriously, but I think it does bring up some pretty valid points about being a military spouse, having to move and constantly make new friends, and how that can be really hard. Like the longest place Nate and I have stayed is in Germany, and that was 3 years, and Christine was so little that I didn't really get to leave the house. We had one car. The times that we did go out was walking around Schonenberg because we lived off base, so I didn't really get that connection of like friends. I think the only really friends I did make was through YouTube, and I still have her on my Facebook page, which is just great, and we still talk. But it's like, it's hard because you want to be able to do things, and you want to able to have that connection and just text them and just be like, you know, vent and stuff. And I have friends, okay? I don't want to be like I don't have friends. I just don't have that connection here. All my friendships are all long distance. 2 of the longest friendships that I've had since I first met Nate, one lives in Washington and one lives in California. The one in California, I was actually her bridesmaid, and I miss her a lot, and it makes me really sad that I can't, I'm not gonna cry. Why am I getting teary-eyed? It just makes me sad. And I've always gone through this, like as a kid and now as an adult. And sometimes I think some very powerful sentence is being a military wife can be really lonely. It can be really lonely. And so can a military child. Again, this was meant to be more lighthearted. It's been on my mind a lot, and I've really wanted to make this video just maybe to bring a little bit of awareness to it, to if others are feeling the same thing, or just to be honest and be open with you guys, because I really try to be honest and open with you guys 100% of the time. When I make videos, my mom will text me and be like, God, Kirsten, which is my middle name, you're so TMI. I was like, yeah, that's kind of the purpose of these, is to be real and not be fake, and you know, this is us. And I can do these things with Nate. He fills all these requirements, but he's not a female, and I love him, and he's my husband, and he's my best friend, and I'm not trying to marry any of you guys. To have a friendship that lasts a long time would be nice. And I do have friends that I still talk to. One of my best friends in 2nd grade, we still talk to each other. We send each other Christmas cards, birthdays. I do actually have a friend who is in Colorado Springs who I've known since 8th grade. He was in Hemau, Germany, stationed, and then we got stationed in Ramstein, and then he got stationed to McCord, and then he got stationed to Colorado Springs. And it's kind of funny how we've always kind of bounced around the same places. But yeah, I mean, he has 2 kids, and we're always both so busy, even though he's just an hour south of us. But I mean, you know, you grow up and you kind of have different interests and stuff, so it's hard to be like, you know, back then it was just going outside, playing, wrestling, being a dick to people and stuff. And now it's like, you know, it's adulthood. I'm still trying to grasp that adulthood. Like, sometimes I want to be a 14-year-old girl, and I want to go to the mall, and I want to go shopping, and I want to, you know, look at Alexander Skarsgård and Dan Stevens, and I just want to do that. And then there's other times where, you know, it's serious stuff and you just need to vent to somebody. But anyway, all right, well, I'm going to end this. I really hope if anybody else out there feels the same way, please comment down below. And if I'm the only one out there who's doing this or feels this way, then you know what? I started a dialogue, so that's all I got to say. And I hope you all are doing really well. I will see you guys in the next video.